Hi ladies and gentlemen, today is April 29th when I'm recording this. It's actually in the evening. And with all of the things that are happening, all the evil in the world, promulgated primarily by the Western powers, the United States and NATO, however you look at it, a lot of terrible things are happening and we're behind almost all of it. We have JADE HELM, we have this war that we've started in Ukraine, we've had all of the terrible things that we've done in the Middle East, in Libya, and Iraq, Afghanistan, Syria. Hundreds of thousands of Christians, innocent people being slaughtered by really armies that are being trained, paid, and equipped by U.S. and NATO allies, intelligence services, military, U.S. government, on and on. We foment so much evil in the world, and this is being done by, as I mentioned in I think the last video, it used to be called the New World Order. George Bush used that term. I guess now it's New International Order. The banking system's going crazy. They're not held accountable for anything they do, and as I pointed out before, the one time that Jesus Christ got upset and beat somebody in the New Testament anyway, the record of it was with the bankers, the money changers. I could spend a lot of time going on and on about a lot of things. The riots that are being fanned by the government around the country, and the feigned attempts to get things under control when really it's just to cause more and more difficulties. You see, they need chaos so that we will ask them to protect us, which is the last thing that they will do, is protect you, but they'll pretend that they're going to do that. Just give up a few things. Every time it's that. Remember George Bush said that we have to go to war because the people in Afghanistan and Al-Qaeda and them, they hate us for our freedoms. Well, I think he's proven now that it's the government that hates our freedoms. All the things that we were supposedly fighting for, we've lost, and the government took them, not Al-Qaeda. So this particular video, it started out kind of general, but this is really to the elites, to the New World Order, to the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, the Jews who say they are Jews and are not. And you Christians that get upset about this, that's Jesus talking in the New Testament, not me. Okay, I'm just reiterating what he said. And the fact of the matter is, I know history pretty well. And most of the Judahites were killed off by the Romans or scattered, right? The ones that were left were Herodians. They were Edomites from Esau. All right? And that's basically what these Jews are today who say they're Jews. Okay, I'm not saying all Jews aren't of Judahite descent. That's not my point. My point is that these evil ones are not who they say they are. And they're using it to control you. And you need to open your eyes. But this video is really to these elites. You know, a couple of years ago I did a couple of videos called Divide the Word 1 and 2. And in that I was calling the elites, the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, the New World Order, now the New International Order, all of that, to repentance. And of course, that's never going to happen. So then Brandon and I did some old Israelite ordinances, rituals, to ask God to curse them. And they're doing everything they can to stop God's influence from coming upon us as his children. These evil people want to traffic in our souls and take us as their slaves with them wherever they go. Literally, this is a scientific technocracy, just like you hear so many commentators talk. In other words, they don't want to follow God's program to immortality. They want to do it on their own. Reach forth and eat of the fruit of the tree of eternal life, live in their sins. That's what they want to do. Healing energy is coming in from the universe, primarily through the transmitter, the sun. And I'm going to read some scriptures here, and I want you to just ponder them, because I think they're extremely important. No man has to do God's work now. We just need to discuss it amongst ourselves, and that's what you'll see in these scriptures. Keep God and the love of your fellow man in your heart and in your mind, and talk of it often one with another, and you will receive these healing energies that are coming in. This is not New Age. I'm going to read it to you right out of the Scriptures. When Malachi talks about the Son of Righteousness here, it means the sun, Shemesh, the sun in the sky. Okay, that's what it's saying, and I want you to understand that. In the Hebrew, we're talking about the sun, the star, when it says the Son of Righteousness in this scripture in Malachi I'm going to read you. So, with all the things, the chemtrails, the nanoparticles, the media, all the things that the elite try to do to keep you captive, all of that's going to fail if you just do what I'm asking you to do, to keep the love of God in your heart and mind, and to talk about that amongst your fellow brothers and sisters, wife, husband, whoever, your friends, everyone. DNA upgrades are going to happen. And those who don't get these upgrades, the evil ones who are trying to stop it primarily, there is going to be a physical action that occurs to them. It's not going to be very nice, and they will end up going and losing their identity, their individuality, and being thrown back into the soup, the lake of fire. They will lose their individual consciousness because they've chosen to be in open defiance against the Holy One. Yes, He is our Father. As I've said before, many people say, no, Jesus can't be a father. He didn't come here to do that. And I beg to differ. Okay? You can believe it or not, but I can tell you eventually it's one of those things that you're going to have to realize has been suppressed by the powers that be. I'm not talking about Dan Brown's novel, okay? I'm talking about the reality of this. We'll also get a spiritual DNA upgrade as well. The scripture says, as you were born here in the water and the spirit and the blood, in like manner shall you be born spiritually, be born spiritually by the Spirit and the water. And that's not talking about baptism. It's talking in like manner, in the same way. Jesus did have children. He is a father. And many of us carry His genes within us. Okay, let's read some of these things. I want you to make sure that you understand that the evil will not succeed. Lots of trials in the meantime. A lot of terrible things will happen. Look what's happening in the Middle East now with Christians, calling out to Jesus as they're being beheaded, just like it said it would happen in the Bible. And that's a playbook on the part of the evil people. They do exactly what the Bible tells them to. They follow it as a playbook, as an operations order or plan. They do. So let's read these things, and I want you to understand that this energy is coming in. We want to receive it. I want all to receive it. I ask you all to receive it. It's not New Age. It is in the Bible. It's talked about. Love your fellow man. Speak often of that love and the love of God amongst us. I keep harping on that because it is so important, as you'll see. And we blow the shofar. Brand blows the shofar, and we say our blessings, asking God to ensure that all of us have this opportunity. And now, we are calling it now. We are asking for it now. The book of Malachi. Malachi means my messenger. Verses 13 to 18. Your words have been stout against me, saith the Lord. Yet ye say, what have we spoken so much against thee? Ye have said, it is vain to serve God, and what profit is it that we have kept His ordinance, and that we have walked mournfully before the Lord of hosts? And now we call the proud happy. Yea, they that work wickedness are set up. Yea, they that tempt God are even delivered. Then they that feared the Lord spake often one to another, and the Lord hearkened and heard it. And a book of remembrance was written before Him for them that feared the Lord and that thought upon His name.
And they shall be mine, saith the Lord of hosts, in that day when I make up my jewels. And I will spare them as a man spareth his own son that serveth him. Then shall ye return and discern between the righteous and the wicked, between him that serveth God and him that serveth him not. Okay, well now we're at Malachi 4, 2 and 3, but before I read this, I want to point out that when it talks about the sun here, this is Shemesh. In Hebrew, that means the sun, the star in the sky that we see. A lot of people misinterpret what this is. Let's see what it says here. Verses 2 and 3. But unto you that fear my name shall the Son of righteousness arise with healing in his wings. And ye shall go forth and grow up as calves of the stall. And ye shall tread down the wicked, for they shall be ashes under the soles of your feet, in the day that I shall do this, saith the Lord of hosts. Something healing comes from the sun. It's so wonderful that it's called the righteous sun, the sun of righteousness. It's going to send righteous healing.
Brandon and I have been talking about this for some time, that there are these cosmic energies that are coming in that are speaking to us. They're from God. And the evil influences in this world want to try to control that and prevent it from happening, because they traffic in the souls of men. You evil ones, just like it said in Isaiah 59. And remember, I quoted that here some time ago, and I'm going to do it again in this video as well, portions of it. You run to evil. You thirst for blood. The only thing you think about is your own power and what you can do. Evil. That's all you think. Your thoughts are evil continuously, all the time. So what's going to happen here? Well, you won't be able to inhibit God's work. You just won't. He will perform it himself for his people. He doesn't even need anybody like me or the Pope or anybody. He's going to do it himself. Let's look at a couple of scriptures. I'm going to show you here Isaiah 28, verse 21, and Isaiah 29, verse 14.
A few videos back I talked about Isaiah 59, and I want you to go back and read that, as it has to do with Malachi, about these evil people that it's talking about. Look at verse 2 here. Your iniquities have separated between you and your God. For your hands are defiled with blood, and your fingers with iniquity. Your lips have spoken lies, your tongue hath muttered perverseness. None calleth for justice, nor pleadeth for truth. They trust in vanity and speak lies. They conceive mischief and bring forth iniquity. They hatch cockatrices' eggs. Down here, their feet run to evil, and they make haste to shed innocent blood. These are the people in the New World Order. These are the Rothschilds. These are the Rockefellers. These are the men in power in this world today that seek no good but their own power and aggrandizement. Isaiah 28:21. For the Lord shall rise up as in Mount Perazim. He shall be wroth as in the valley of Gibeon, that he may do his work, his strange work, and bring to pass his act, his strange act. Isaiah 29:14. Therefore, behold, I will proceed to do a marvelous work among this people, even a marvelous work and a wonder, for the wisdom of their wise men shall perish, and the understanding of their prudent men shall be hid. Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord, and their works are in the dark, and they say, Who seeth us, and who knoweth us? Joel 2:28. And it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my Spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, your old men shall dream dreams, your young men shall see visions. And verse 29, and also upon the servants and upon the handmaids in those days will I pour out my Spirit. And in case you think this is just Old Testament stuff, let's read this. This is Acts chapter 2, starting in verse 16. But this is that which was spoken by the prophet Joel. I just read that. And it shall come to pass in the last days, saith God, I will pour out my Spirit upon all flesh.